Hi, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of Bridge City. Today, Sam and I are going to be talking about the Adelaide game in Unite round. And I guess we're probably also going to be talking about Ruben Zadkovich.
Yep, definitely.
All right, mate. So you watched the game live on the weekend this
Yep,
time?
I
Okay.
finally got to sit back and enjoy, and I had a nutty rum throughout as well. So it was actually a good little session of being able to just sit by myself and watch. Parker
That,
was around, but wasn't interested. So
that means nothing to any of our listeners, a nutty rum, but
to
Sam's one of
one
Sam's
listener,
Yeah, maybe one or two of Sam's mates that listen would know what we're talking about there. One of Sam's mates makes amazing homemade spirits, and his rum is really good. I don't like rum, but his rum
yeah,
is
me
actually
either.
really
I'm
good.
I'm not
Yeah,
a rum drinker,
yeah.
but I enjoy just this one straight with ice and just sip away.
Shout out to Nutty if he wants to sponsor the podcast with some
some
Nutty rum and
some Gundawindi rum if you've got some.
some Nutty gin, some Nutty whiskey, whatever it is that he's got. We'll take it. Well, mate, look, I guess we should probably maybe talk about the game first, and then maybe talk
Yeah,
about
then
Zatkovich
we'll go
after
over
that.
some topics after that. Yeah.
All right. Well, obviously the first half was quite nice to watch
It
in
was
patches.
probably because we were in front. That helps.
Yeah. No, but I think there was like for me, finally, like we finally got to see Jay O'Shea further up the field,
Yep, makes a
and
big
you
difference.
and you saw the difference straight away. Like so, we had. I don't know if have you got the. This is how well prepared we are as always. Have you got the lineups and everything there, mate?
Yeah.
Um, let's have a quick look at that. So I think we would have had Coletti and Shaw playing in the
Yeah. That was sort
holding
of
midfield roles.
sort of that. One was like Coletti was a bit further back, and Shaw was a bit further forward. But yeah, they basically were just that buffer between, and they were actually in the middle of the field, which I love to see. They
Yeah,
weren't
and
sort of wingers.
it felt like in the first half it was a much more balanced squad, like the way that he had the squad set up with Shaw and Coletti together in that holding
Yeah.
midfield area, allowing O'Shea and Jelicic to like to be a little bit more creative and give them a little bit more freedom in the midfield to express themselves. And yeah, it was working really well there in patches. And then it kind of just all kind of went to shit. But I mean, within the first 30 seconds, we almost had a chance on goal with Waddingham.
Yep.
Um,
No,
and
that
I,
was literally like I think it was like 16 seconds or something. It
yeah, it
was
was like,
incredible. I've got it down as orange shorts are yuck. Kickoff to bad shot. That
yeah,
was It just got underneath his feet, but yeah, it was awesome to see them so positive.
yeah. I think you brought up the strip. I think the shirt is amazing. I don't know about the orange shorts.
I'm definitely buying the shirt. I
Yeah,
definitely will not be accompanying it with with the shorts. Unfortunately, it's
it would look
no.
great with white and blue shorts.
Yeah, yeah, white with the blue stripe would be amazing. Mariners just scored, by the way. I've got the live stream running up in the top corner here. So if you
Yeah,
see me doing these ones, I'm glancing over and watching live football while we're doing the podcast. So
must
it's
must be
2-2
nice
right now.
must be nice to compete in Asian football and
I
have a
know.
chance of competing in Asian football.
What
We
is this?
we yeah can't remember what that's like.
Can you imagine if we
Um,
were at the moment, though?
what's that?
I said, can you imagine if we were competing in it at the moment?
No, we're not even competing in the A League at the moment, mate. There's
No.
no way we're going to be competing in Asia. Um, all right, so yeah, Waddingham had that chance straight away, and I felt like for probably the first probably 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was 24 minutes by my count. I went back and had a little look through the footage again. And yeah, that first 24 minutes, we are on top and we
Yeah,
are positive and we're playing so well. And then it seems that about that 30-minute mark, everyone looked tired. That's yeah, that was the biggest. I didn't notice it the first time watching.
Yeah, okay.
Second time watching, people hands on hips, people yeah putting their head down to run back, and yeah. So it possibly could be that we are just starting to get into our fitness.
Mm,
Which, when you're returning from injury, it's generally that 5 to 6 weeks of game time that is needed before you start actually having a full game.
yeah, it's not
So
not good
I
enough if
feel
it.
like no, that's what I mean. I feel like that's what it's. Yeah, it feels like we're coming back from injury. The whole
Mm,
fucking squad.
yeah, I mean, every game at the moment, the pride and their heart is getting injured.
Yep.
Coming back from that every week. Um, so it was, I felt like it was around about the first 20 minutes to half an hour we were on top and we
Yep.
were pressing really well and then it just we were pressing from the front like
Yeah.
Waddingham, Yelich I think probably made
Yelich is my man of the match.
I
Man,
think he
he
had
was
like
so good.
three or four interceptions or like got
Yeah,
his
like
foot.
he was the man dropping back, grabbing the ball back, getting it forward again and creating those opportunities. He was very influential in that first half.
Yeah, his
Even
goal
throughout the
was
second half as well. So,
Yelich's goal was great.
oh, it's gorgeous.
So his goal was great. And I can't remember off the top of my head. Did he just pretty much make that himself, or
No, so we took it up the byline.
yeah,
And yeah, basically it was a short pass, run up the sideline, pass it back into Jelicic. He took 1, 2 touches and then puts it around the defenders and
yeah,
into
okay.
the
I'm
top
just
net.
going to quickly watch it now. Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
who was it? It was O'Shea, I think, that was out
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
that played the ball to him. Okay, yeah. So hang on, I'm sorry. I keep going back to the same bit. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's just a simple pass
Yeah.
down the left to
He
O'Shea,
just
and then
created out of nothing,
cuts
yeah.
in and so O'Shea playing out in the Thomas Broish area out on the left hand side there.
But that's but
Um,
that's that's because those two players that were holding that midfield. So he was able to move around and like he pops up everywhere.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
good to see, yeah.
And it's funny, like well, I guess we can talk about Zadkovich a little bit now, but in his post match comments, he kind of threw Jay O'Shea under the bus a little bit and said that O'Shea didn't have
Oh.
one of his better games. And I'm thinking to
Did
myself,
he watch
well,
the last few weeks? Or fuck,
he
this was a
hasn't.
massive improvement.
Yeah, massive improvement. He's
Wow, did
been
he?
so
I haven't watched that. That's I'm kind of astounded. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later, but and then we saw what happened, mate. I mean, we before we went to air, we quickly watched the highlights together and just to sort of refresh our memories. And that the goals for Adelaide is just horrible defending all round.
Well,
On
both the first two goals are literally hitting us and going into the net. It's not.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's the
it's
marking
the lead
and
up was just yeah
the lead up and the
woeful.
marking, the lack of urgency, the lack of there's an obvious lack of communication because they're not talking to each other. Like,
No, they're not
uh,
trusting each other. It's not that they're not talking. They're probably talking because they seem to hold their shape well. They just don't. Yeah, just don't have any faith in the man that's defending,
yeah,
basically defending the ball. They ball watch and then they get sucked in to try and help that player and end up with yeah 2, 3 men on the far post.
yeah. I think like it's honestly it's got to be up there with one of the worst defenses that I've seen
Oh yeah,
from Brisbane in a long time and pretty much as far back as I can remember, really. I mean, we've kind of always
that's been
had
our strength.
a
Yeah,
half decent defense.
yeah,
We were Brisbane draw there for a long time because we couldn't score, but at least we weren't getting beaten all the time.
that better
And
be offside. Oh, it
yeah, I
is.
just feel like the recruitment has just not been good enough whatsoever. I think Zadkovich really needed to get an experience with Aldred leaving and knowing that Neville is long term injured.
Yeah,
The priority should have been getting an experienced centre back in
yep,
because I mean
definitely.
the poor young fella ability. I mean he's been thrown in the deep end. This is his first he hasn't played in. I think Zadkovich has said on a few occasions now because of injury, he hasn't played for like 7 months. And
Oh, yeah, man.
he's only 20,
Yeah, he's
21 or
young. He's
something.
young, man.
He plays. I'm pretty sure he plays in like
Plays
the
the
one
under
of
21s. Yeah.
the under 21s, whatever they are, the Olyroos.
Oh my God. So
That
just a quick update. The Mariners are behind again because the goalkeeper has obviously got oil in his hands. Literally, it's just an easy catch, and he just goes like me. It'd be like me trying to catch it, and it just slips through your hands, goes into the back of the net.
yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah, sorry. Go back to what you were
fuck the
doing.
Mariners.
Fuck.
Yeah, so Billity's only young and he hasn't played in 6 or 7 months, and he's started the last three games, I think.
Yep.
Played all three, all 90 minutes, but the poor fella, he's given up at least three goals that
Three
I can
goals. Yeah.
remember off the
Three
top of my head,
definitely gave up. Yeah.
maybe four. That first one from Adelaide that's on him and Coletti.
Yeah. But like Coletti, I can see what Coletti's doing, but Coletti doesn't give him an option. He doesn't. He. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just dad being drilled into my head. Pass and move, and that's what I've always
Well,
done. Is
I
you
just
pass, you move so that they've got an option.
I watched it just before, and he does. I mean, to be fair to him, he does pass and move, but it's the Adelaide player who anticipates,
Yeah,
and is
and he
like
panics. Yeah.
running full ball. Like Coletti, no, well, Coletti didn't even know he was there.
No, no,
Um,
but Belletti panics because he can
Bill,
see it happening.
Ability panics and
Yeah.
touches it with the touch of a what,
Yes.
with a packet of crisps, a wink and a smile. Um, and yeah, and then Adelaide go up and they score from there. That second goal, refresh my memory, mate. What was that the was that Mork?
Mork's the
Yeah, that
first
was
goal. Mork
no,
scored the
Mork's not the
first
first
goal,
goal.
isn't he?
No, Mork's the second
Let me
one.
look. Let me look.
The second one is where
Stefan Mork's first one. Clough is the second one.
oh yeah, Clough. Yeah,
Clough. I don't know. How do you say it? Clough?
yeah, that's right. I thought it went in off Mork.
No, it bounces in off our own player. The first two
Oh,
goals
okay,
are off our
yeah,
defenders. So I think
okay.
Warland's
Wallen's the
is
first
the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one might have been Van der Sar, maybe.
No, Van der Sar wasn't on.
It
He
wasn't
didn't
on yet.
start.
So maybe
No.
maybe they were both off fucking Warland.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Poor dude. Trying to play against his old. He was playing against his old team then, wasn't he?
Van der Sar and
And
Van der Sar, Halloran, and Walland. Yeah, so
Warland, yeah.
Walland
And
got a
so
shocker against.
Warland scored two goals for his old team, and if he, I wish that he had gone a little bit harder in that tackle against Mork where he got the yellow.
Yeah. Well,
I
that
was like,
that
oh,
second
if that's not a player playing against his old teammates, that's
the
pardon me,
the
great little
the,
pickup.
the second goal from Adelaide is what changed the match
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
because it was
Straight
literally after.
after, yeah, straight after that second half, like it's very painful. I
Yeah,
think when I was writing it down just before, I was looking through our messages at the same time, and our messages are pretty funny to read back. They're not for school, definitely.
not safe for work.
No.
But yeah, that second goal straight after half time. Once again, mate, like I think back to the Sydney game that we were at
Yeah.
Suncorp, just lack of concentration and key moments of the game. Like straight after when we score, then Sydney go and score.
Yep.
Second half, whistle blows, Adelaide go and score. And then from there, I think I think we can probably start talking about Zadkovich and whether
Well,
he's up.
so before we do, my so reading through my notes here, um, I've got where do we go? I'll go from our goal. I had a nutty rum because I was celebrating our first time being in front. But it was Coletti converts for 2 points. He's sails it over the top. That was a little bit disappointing because that was a good opportunity.
Yeah, he
Then
got
we got
under that one.
Halloran tries to be fancy on the counter, and luckily their shot sucks because that was another great opportunity for them. The Belletti error to goal. Then I've literally written underneath that, we look unfit. So that
Yeah.
at that point, what's that, 35th minute or so? Yeah, so
Mhm.
33rd minute's the goal. 35th minute, I'm saying we look unfit already. We're fading.
Yeah.
And then the where are we? And then yeah, and then basically, oh, where did I write it? Oh, there we go. Adelaide made positive changes at halftime,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
bam.
And that comes back to Zadkovich and his lack of response when it comes
Yeah,
to tactical changes within the game. I think, yeah, they brought, I think it was the two players that he
yeah.
made the
The two
changes
that
for.
made, yep, they're the ones that created the goal.
Yeah, Velupale and someone else.
Yeah, and the dude on the right, Clough.
Oh, no, he started, I think. I don't think he came
Yeah.
on at halftime. He's
Archie Goodwin, Falami, Yule, Sanchez, and Madana. Madana.
Panache Madana, yeah.
Yeah,
Madan.
they were the
Um,
ones that came on.
yeah, but that goal straight after half time, I'm just trying to remember, it went down the left hand, down our right hand side, and it was
Yeah,
was a Bert Gilroy, I think,
yeah,
who
gives
was
it
just
away.
and just jogging besides
Yeah, no, because
Velupale.
they pass it through the. Yeah, it's like a really nice run of play there. But yeah, yeah, he's just basically gets beaten. I don't know if he's just jockeying and fails at jockeying, and he's just able to run straight down the sideline. And then that draws Belletti's interest, thinking, oh shit, he's gotten around him, which just leaves Belletti in complete no man's land. Not marking anyone now, no longer in effective play, which then draws, I think, Warland is basically got a player in front of him now, where it looks like the ball's just going to get passed to him, so he shuts him down and leaves Corey Brown with two or three men on the back post.
Once again.
And he does all you can do when a shot's shot at you. You can't control it, and like, unless you're some super freak,
Mm.
he just lets it hit his body. That's all that he could do, and the follow up just happens to be assisted into the back of the net by us. So yeah, it was painful to rewatch that one because simple things. Just
Yeah,
have trust that he's got that man, and have the, like, Warland should be talking to Belletti there, as they are both the central defenders. He should be saying, take that man,
yeah, yeah.
because I can see that I've got two men in front of me. You need to be on it. So he should be calling him onto it. And then if he gets around Gilroy, then that's when he should be reacting.
We're
He
just,
shouldn't be anticipating the fact that Gilroy's going to get smoked.
yeah. I'm just watching it again now, and it's like when Velupale is just on that sort of like that point on the corner of the 18-yard box, and he's about to go past Gilroy,
Yeah.
and you can see we've got
Three
Ability is kind of already facing
in no man's
forward, so
land.
he's getting himself set. But Warland and Corey Brown are running back towards goal,
Yeah.
and then there's between Ben Warland and whoever it is that's getting back there. I'm assuming it's probably Waleed Shaw from here.
Yeah. Sure. Is the next
In
person that's in
between
frame.
them, you've got three or four Adelaide,
Four.
five,
Yeah.
four Adelaide players who are unmarked.
Unmarked. Completely unmarked. And
Um,
then
and
and then Warland shuts down one of them out
yeah,
of
so
those
as a
four.
as the play goes on, as when the ball comes in from Velupale, you can see there that the defensive line is staggered. So Brown and Warland are kind of together on the same,
Yeah.
um,
They're on the same wavelength.
and Billity is probably 2 meters behind them,
Yep.
and he's stopping and reacting to the ball coming in, but he's not. He doesn't look for a player. He's just
No.
reacting to the ball, and then Warland it starts running towards the ball,
Yeah.
and Mork and whoever the player is in the middle, who I can't see who that player is in the middle, they just peel off and just are just completely unmarked.
Sit back. The
And then it's
exact same thing happens in the first half. They get a ball down their right hand side,
yeah,
sort of a mirror image of it. And yeah, four of our players are all drawn towards the middle of the field, and they've got two players unmarked at the
yeah.
back of and it goes to the back post, and he just muffs it.
Well,
He doesn't. Yeah, it's
just looking at this now, like where I've got it paused. So the ball's just coming out to Zach Clough for the first time now.
yep,
And you've got Billity, Warland, and Waleed Shua all basically marking the one person in the
yeah,
middle.
yep,
Mork is in between, like in a horizontal point of view. He's in between Warland and Corey Brown, pretty much directly in front of goal, like right in the middle of the goal, completely unmarked.
yep.
And then there's another player who's wrapping around on their right hand side, who's in the 18-yard box, who's unmarked as well. Looks like I think Waddingham is coming back.
Yeah, I keep
Um,
getting Halloran and Waddingham mixed
it
up.
might, it might no, yeah, sorry,
Oh,
it's
my
Halloran.
dog's my
Oh,
dog's protecting us.
yeah, it's Halloran. I think it's Halloran. Is Halloran
Yeah,
27? Yeah,
27's Halloran. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah,
the only way I was picking the difference. They run so similar.
yeah. And so yeah, it's just crazy, like to see, like they're just not picking players up. Like
Mm.
Warland gets close to Mork, but there's no urgency.
Nope.
Like,
It's
yeah, it's
the
just watching it
you've got
again
him.
now.
Yours.
Yeah,
That's all I imagine's happening in their heads.
oh, it's just horrible to watch. And I don't honestly, I don't know. Like, I after I think we're safe to say after what 4 games now have we
Yep.
played
4 out of 5 weeks. Yep.
four
Yep.
games out of five rounds. I think it's safe to say that I don't think Zadkovich is up for it.
No. It's and I was sort of like going through message boards and Facebook and stuff, like just looking at people's messages that they've been putting up on like the raw pages and whatnot. And just yeah, a lot of them are basically saying that it's coach problems and whatnot. And in my head, I started sort of running through it all myself, and I'm thinking, like, yeah, he's definitely if anything, like if last season's anything to go off, you've got to say he's definitely under pressure. But then I'm thinking in my head, oh, maybe he's maybe it's more the owner's fault than his fault because look at what he's got to work with. It's not like there's anything incredibly special about our squad. So then I was sort of like, okay, let me have a real proper look at what's happened this season so far. We've versed the all the teams that we've played are all in the top six currently. Um, I wouldn't call us a top six team. So really, those six teams should beat us. So I'm thinking maybe he's not so he's not so much under pressure, seeing as those teams are the top teams anyway. So that's sort of where I started to think was maybe he's not going to be under pressure for another few weeks until we start versing people like Perth and things like that. I feel like if that home game against Perth, I feel like if we haven't put a point on the ladder by then, he's gone.
Yeah,
The Perth game is the catalyst, and that's sort of where I'm looking. It sort of surprised me to see that the teams that we versed are all in the top six. Mind you, playing against us helps you get into the top six. So, um,
mm.
but it is interesting to know that the teams that are beating us, we probably shouldn't be beating anyway.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but for
Mm.
me, the more concerning thing is the lack
No
of
reactions.
urgency, the lack of like reaction, the lapses in concentration, and like I mean, we can always blame the owners, the Backeries, for
Yeah,
not doing
yeah,
enough, but at the end of the day, like it's his squad, and he keeps talking about the mentality and the philosophy that he wants to play, and I'm like thinking to myself, I haven't seen anything across the 4 games that shows me anything that's like a consistent way of playing beyond defending really badly, having a no midfield, and not being able to score goals. Like,
yep. It's so
um,
true.
so for me, I think Mike Mulvey lost his job what 5 or 6 games
Yeah,
into a season
I think it was six. Yeah,
after winning the premiership the year before.
yeah,
So I think it's we've got to hold ourselves to higher standards. I think when you look at it now, like I think Zadkovich, that's like 6 games in a row that we've lost now.
yeah. So
Like,
this is the so Miguel Diaz on Facebook. He said Zadkovich's tactics questionable to say the least. But then you have to look at his stats as a manager. His win rate is 21.6% as a manager, and it looks like he is not going to get up at the Roar. Management has a lot of questions to answer as to why they appointed a coach with such a poor record. So much for a thorough search. And I said to him that I was unaware of that, and I definitely will bring it up on the podcast. And here I
yeah,
am,
yeah, I
Miguel.
remember reading that, and
Yeah,
that's a very good point from Miguel. I think we last year, because Zadkovich came in when he really had nothing to lose.
yeah, yeah.
The club had been through an
That's what I mean.
absolute shit
We're at the
fight of a
bottom.
season,
All that you can do is improve on what we were doing last year. It felt like anyway.
and it,
Jeez.
it felt like he sort of had made a little bit of a difference. But I mean, that's 6 games in a row now that we haven't. I think we've lost 6 in a row
Yeah, six in a row. Yeah.
when you
Yep.
go back to last season. Um, and I mean, lots of managers have lost their jobs for losing less than 6 in a row.
That is very true.
So yeah, and I think when you get a chance, Sam, you'll have to go back and watch the press conference. I think
Yeah,
I
no, I
mentioned,
missed it because I yeah, was crying. No, I completely forget what happened. But yes, we are currently moving the room around to facilitate a baby. So we're in the middle of that. So that just might have been all it was. I just missed out.
yeah, just you'll have to watch it, and because I brought it up in last week's episode that excuses are starting to come in for
Yep.
Zadkovich now.
And then that
At
shit
his
that ugh,
it's not for me. It's not good enough. Like
should be
he
owning it.
well he tries to, and then he goes, and then
Yeah,
then he
the
makes
little
an excuse.
backhanded comment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
a
Yeah.
little excuse, and it's like you either own it or you don't own it.
Yeah.
And you're the manager, so you got to own it. Um, well, I honestly, so what have we got next week? Who are we playing this weekend?
I didn't even get up to it because there was way too much on my screen when
It,
because I'm used to looking at it on my
oh,
phone.
MacArthur.
It is the MacArthur game. Cool.
Yeah, another
The away
away game.
game. Yeah, we got lots of away games during the um what do they call it? The I forget what they call it at Suncorp, the summer where all the bands come. I forget what they call it. They actually have a name for it at Suncorp.
Okay.
Yeah, where all the bands come and play. Um, so we'll have a lot of home games in the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got MacArthur this week, who again I think are another top 6 team.
Well, they're seventh, so
Yeah, but they're
pretty
looking a lot
much.
better. Looking a lot better than they did last year.
Yeah.
And then what after that is the home game against Perth.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's when I was far out. Work. MacArthur. No, we got a few games before then.
Okay.
So we got MacArthur, then Melbourne City, I think it is.
Is that at home or away?
Away, oh no, that's at home. So
Okay.
that's on the 6th of December. Then we've got Western Sydney Wanderers away, and then Perth Glory at home.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's my catalyst is the Perth Glory game because that's the team that's as shit as we are
yeah,
on the ladder anyway. Um, and I think if we can't beat them, he's gone.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, not so much of a limb, but I'm gonna I'm gonna bring it forward a few weeks from you. I think if he loses, if we lose this week, I think he's gone.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Um, yeah, Uh, and that's as a fan, that's what I am. That's what I would be demanding, and that's what if we lose again this week, if we lose five to start the season, he
Well,
has he
if
has to
if
go.
if it's anything to go by, we played Auckland, lost 2-0. We then played Sydney and lost 3-2. We then played Melbourne Victory and lost 2-0. And then we played Adelaide and lost 3-2. So we're due a 2-0 loss
Yeah, yeah,
against MacArthur.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're sort of rambling on a little bit now. We've been going for a little while tonight, mate. But I think I saw some people talking about it. Like I said that when they announced this week that Besart Barisha had started
Oh,
an
that's right.
academy
Yes.
in
Yes.
Brisbane, I said to you, I was like, we need to start a rumor on the podcast. But
It's not a rumor, it's for real.
everyone's already started that rumor anyway. But I mean, Besart has got his UEFA license,
Yep. He'll put a
and
bit of fucking mongrel in the place too. So
yeah,
you won't want to, yeah. Like I thought Zadkovich would be, but after meeting him and seeing like him at the open day and stuff like that, he's actually a really sort of passive guy. Yeah, like quietly spoken and whatnot around like groups of people anyway. Um, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting this hard man. Like I was expecting what we saw on the football field. Whereas Bessart, yeah, when you've interacted with him, he's yeah, passion's right up there. Like you don't get past him without sort of having like a feeling of the passion that he has for the football that's in front of him. So yeah, I'm really keen if they do appoint him even as just interim.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it'd be like yeah, it'd be probably the
I,
boost that's needed.
I don't think he would take it on an interim level. I think if Bess was going to do it, he'd want a full time job.
Mm.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, some people have been throwing some other names around, some local coaches who I'm not aware of. I don't think that's the way to go.
No,
Um, someone said Scott McDonald, and I think we can both guarantee them that that will never happen.
not while
Um,
Backeries are around. You won't see anyone from that era ever touching the club.
no, no.
No,
If the Backeries go, then maybe, but
then maybe yeah.
yeah, yeah, I've, I think we can guarantee that Scott McDonald will never coach Brisbane Roar. Um,
Probably gets paid more at Gold Coast United
at
anyway.
Gold
So
Coast United, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, we've got no other names that we can sort of throw in the ring, unfortunately. Besides the fact that hey, Bessard is back in Brisbane. He's coaching. He's got his UEFA coach. I'm pretty sure he's got his UEFA license. Like, pretty sure him and Broish did them at the same time.
sweet.
So yeah, I mean, Thomas Broish.
Not that we need a UEFA license anyway. It's not like we're going anywhere.
Well, that's
But
that's
you
what you
need it,
need.
yeah,
That's the level that you need to coach at this level, to coach at pro level.
yeah,
Thomas Broish, if you're listening and you don't feel like being involved at, I think he's back at Hertha Berlin now, or
yeah.
um,
Well, his last post, yes, he's definitely somewhere in the Germans.
yeah, and
Um,
I'm pretty sure he's been promoted to. He was coaching.
oh
I think he
really?
was coaching like the academy team, and now I think he's like coaching the second division team that
Oh
play in like
cool.
the Bundesliga too. Let me just
Well, he
confirm
could come
that.
over and go our first division team with us.
Yeah, he's yeah. Um, well, yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, this is from April this year. Borussia Dortmund to hire Thomas Broich from Hertha Berlin for their academy. So I stand corrected.
I wouldn't be going anywhere near us then.
He's actually at Borussia Dortmund. So
Wow.
Thomas. Thomas, I'm not sure if you ever feel like leaving Borussia Dortmund for Brisbane Roar as a coach, as a manager, but the offer's there, mate. Yeah, anyway. All right, well, look, mate, we've been gasbagging on enough. It's quite a depressing time to be a Brisbane Roar fan, if we're honest.
Yeah. You
And
go in expecting the loss, everything's everything's a win from there.
it's such a sad fucking
It
state of
is, isn't
affairs that
it?
that's where we're at. But all right, well, let's leave it there, mate. We'll catch up with everyone next week, and to possibly talk about the sacking of Ruben Zadkovich after a loss to MacArthur.
Yep.
And yeah, guys, if you're listening, if you're watching on YouTube, please leave us a comment. Um, if you are listening on one of the podcasts, I would love for you to go over to the YouTube channel and watch it
Yeah,
there and leave us a
definitely.
comment. We've set up an Instagram this week, so we'll put a link to that in the show notes. We'll put a link to the other, like the Spotify, the Apple, and the YouTube. So check us out on all of those things. And Sam and I will be going live on TikTok, I believe, at the next home game.
Yep.
So look us up on that as well. And yeah, thanks for listening once again. Sam, any last words from you, mate?
No, I just would really, really enjoy a win, seeing as haven't been getting them anywhere else. So we got nothing else that can give me wins at the moment. So
Ah, I
but
hear that.
I really, really hope that we go in with the exact same enthusiasm we had in that first half and can string it on for a lot longer this time.
And if
Even
somehow,
if it's just somehow like 50 minutes of that, I will be happy with more than a half of football where we are playing positively and attacking and defending
yeah,
positively.
well, that'll come down to fitness,
Yeah,
as you mentioned at the start. So we'll see. I don't know how fit you can get within a week. Actually, I do
but
know that.
I feel like it is like going through the like I ran back through it with me with the little 3 minute replays. And yeah, it does feel like we are starting to get match fitness, which is ridiculous for round what, seven?
Five. This will be round six. Yeah.
Yeah, round six, our fifth
Oh, round
games.
seven. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, it is a bit depressing that that's how we're, yeah, that's how we look. But
Yep.
I mean, I'm just wanting improvement. That's all I care about. Last week I was happy. Losing 3-2, it's stupid that I feel happy, but I was happy with us losing the 3-2 because of the fact that we had improved. But
Yeah.
like it could have been fine. Realistic, like I'd written down on here four, was it? Yeah, four muffed opportunities by Adelaide. So we really should have been thrashed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it felt like there was that slight improvement, and I was happy to see that. So I'd be keen for that to go on to next week, and then when Bessart Bruce is coaching against City in our next home game, we'd be even happier.
All right. Well, let's leave it there. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.
Peace.